Hey followers, this is Movie Maker Doug 55. Here we are again with my coach and mentor, Andy McPhee. And we also have another amazing guest, Brendan Monk. He's a personal friend of mine, and he has dealt his whole life with Asperger's just like me. How you doing, Brendan?
I'm good, thanks, Doug. Good to
Yeah,
be
thanks,
here. I'm
Doug. It's
sure.
good to see you're excited, man. I love it when you're excited. It's great. And Brendan, how you doing, mate? You're in Melbourne. I'm in LA. Doug's in Phoenix, Arizona. How's it going in Melbourne at the moment with COVID? You guys are in lockdown?
Yes. Well, most of the places are shut, so it's been a hard time. We had to wear masks every time we're outside, and yeah, it's
Oh, wow.
pretty quiet. So,
Yeah, I bet it is.
but we
Well, look,
yes, we
hey,
had to do what we have to do for safety. So,
of course,
it's a
mate.
good
Yeah,
thing.
of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, same with all of us. We're just hoping this, does eventually start, getting less and less. But look, thanks for joining us, Brendan. Just a quick
Thank you.
overview. You met Doug through when I started coaching. Both you ran about the same time and connected you both up because I believe that both of you support each other. Doug's very outgoing. You're a little more on the shy side. So you both been very compatible with each other, just supporting in each other's journey. So, Doug, I'll back to you, mate, and you can get some questions going with Brendan.
Yeah, I really admire Brendan. He's one of my heroes, no other way to put it, and I really believe in his
Mm.
potential. So yeah, I have a list of questions, and hopefully you have the answer for them, Brendan. My
Cool.
first one
Thanks.
is, first of all, I myself find it difficult to be in the workplace, but currently I'm building up a reputation in writing and screenwriting. What activities are you doing today, since you told me recently that, like me, you find it difficult to be in the workplace?
Yes, full-time works, I think, because I don't fit in as well. I don't think so. Yeah, it's a bit hard for me. Um, yeah, so yeah, I've been just like concentrate on arts, and yeah, I've been working on crew, like working on film as a crew member, and some small parts here and there, like in music videos and uh, like what
Hey,
do you call
Brendan, can I ask you something? Um, so you, and I think you've shared this with me before, we've been working together, coaching. Why do you find it difficult to fit into the workplace? What is it that's really a struggle for you there?
Yeah.
I think it's just yeah, it's just true. I think sometimes I'll forget things, and yeah, and yeah, it's tricky to get along with everybody, I guess,
Right,
sometimes.
but having said
Yeah.
that, what's the difference when you start? You've done quite a bit of amateur theatre, which is great for you, for anybody, physically and mentally, for mental health. It's great to be learning lines and being on stage. How is that? How does that work for you? Because you're still with people. What's the difference where you fit in there?
I think it's I think just a topic. I think yeah, it's just easier to fit into arts, I think, for me.
Yeah,
So
okay. And because you
yeah.
feel there's no pressure, like what you're doing, you're enjoying, like working with people, you get a community going, you're learning lines, you're rehearsing. So you're having time to develop a relationship with people rather than, say, if you're going to a job where you're customer service, everybody that's coming at you is someone you've never met before, and it gives you a little bit of anxiety in worrying about what they're going to think about you or you're going to do the right thing, where we both know there's nothing wrong with you at all. No, but it's just part of dealing with, the high functioning autism with some people and some others not. I'm no expert on them. If I say something that doesn't fit, by all means, let me know.
No, it's all good. Yeah, it feels like it's more like random, I think, and it's different.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So it's like yeah. Apart from that, uh,
Are you working on trying to get in the workforce? I think you mentioned to me once about being a barista.
Yeah, I like to do baristering. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What
is
steps
barista?
have you taken to get into there to do that?
I've researched a little bit, and yeah,
Hmm.
I love coffee, so yeah.
Well, so over the next few months, you're going to keep in touch with us, and you're going to go out and start approaching people to see if you can get a job in a small coffee lounge where you don't feel the pressure. Because once you do that, I'm sure it'll be a big breakthrough for you.
Yeah, would definitely be something bit different, and yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. To you.
Just a quick question that's kind of not on my list. What does barista mean?
It's a coffee maker
It's the person who
at a
does make the
cafe. Yeah.
coffees. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So after that, my next one is what are your plans for the ongoing future regarding your workplace hopes and what you want to achieve in the future?
Mostly focusing on arts, like I play guitar. I do parts in films. I recently shot a film with some friends that Andy was assisting with, and
Oh,
yeah, and
yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. These guys did amazing. There was a young guy I was coaching from Kazakhstan, and he was a script writer, and we grabbed one of his short scripts, and I had about 12 people during COVID. We were running this 3-month course, and everyone was doing great. And these guys said, why don't you guys just make a film? So they actually did it, and a lot of people were filming from their phones at home, and some were allowed out because you had allowed to have 5 people outside in the environment, So you're really at ease when you do that, Doug. I'm sorry, not Doug, Brendan. And I've watched you, and you teach guitar lessons as well. So it's not about your confidence. It's just like you would know this thing that comes up where you don't feel good enough, or you don't feel that you're going to fit into, yet you fit into acting and being on stage and filming and on crew. You get on well with people there, right?
yes, yeah. It feels sort of more natural. It's hard, but it feels more sort of natural to me.
Yeah,
I
because
think
you love it, right? It's something you value.
passion and
Yeah. Mm.
And honestly, guys, when I was in high school a few years back, I always liked classes that involved creativity rather than figuring things out between the both of them. And my favorite class was art and English and anything that involved writing and creativity. In fact, I did NaNoWriMo in high school and wrote this screenplay, Mosey and the Great Escape, in only a month.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And so
books here too.
Oh, you've got his book.
Yeah,
It looks like you
that's his
just
first
passed
one.
it. Looks like you just
Very
passed
good.
it across the ocean to Brendan, Doug.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, I threw it to him just before we began.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I got it.
Hey,
Yeah.
got it. That's
Yeah,
great.
but there's Mosey and the Great Escape.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, Brendan, can you just share a little bit about how difficult it was for you going through, difficult, and I'm not sure if it was. I know Doug's journey was, but what was it like for you as a young kid at school, like when you went to kindergarten, then primary school, and then high school, and then adulthood? Did you struggle with anything there?
The schoolwork was a bit tricky, especially later on in primary school. Or I think it's called junior high in America, the US. But yeah, I got diagnosed at, I think, 2 or something, so it was pretty early. But when I got to know the name later on, like when I was a bit older, but it was just like a name and I didn't know what it was.
Well, just can I interrupt there? Doug said exactly the same thing. He goes, he wasn't told, because he said all it would have been was a name to me, and I would have had no idea what it was. But like you just said, as he got older, what was it like for you, Doug, when you actually understood what the term was?
Well, like I said in our first episode, once I was told about what it was and what it involved, I was glad that my parents finally told me, but at the same time, I kind of felt a little down. I felt like a failure because other students at my school district seemed to get through school easier than I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Did you have that same sort of thing happen, Brendan, during school?
Yeah, I felt like I was a bit different. Like, yeah, not being able to fit in sometimes, but certain people I fit in really well with, so it wasn't too bad in primary school.
Did
But
you have any trouble
sometimes
with bullying at all, Brendan?
not too much early on. Just the, I'd say probably the normal sort of amount. It wasn't over, like I was getting bored out day in and day out. It was sort of just like here and there, like probably, I don't know. It's, I
So
got
that was way
going
different
pretty
from you
well.
though, Doug, wasn't it? Like you actually got bullied quite a bit, didn't you?
Yeah. Early in my childhood and up until I left Estes, I was bullied by some students at my school district, and most of it took place between like 2002 to 2008, and I didn't like it, and it caused me to not really enjoy school that much. But the bullying, for the most part, kind of stopped in 2008 or 9. It was one of those years when I went up to one of my instructors and asked if I could tell the other students why I was what I was or who I
Yeah.
was. And
And how did that go for you when you shared in front of the class to, have them understand?
once I shared about my journey, which I had support from, other students that had Asperger's as well, most of the classroom, and to an extent, other classrooms of my generation of students, they finally understood. And some of the people that bullied me actually had they had of regret on their face. They were sort of like, man, if we knew that, we would have been more nice to you or something. You know what I mean?
No, that's interesting you say that, right?
And I still got bullied over the next few years, but it just wasn't as much. You know what I mean?
So, having said that, just so two different stories. Like, you pretty much went through school without that happening, Brendan.
Well, I sort of related to what Doug said then, because I think teachers explained to a lot of the students about what I had, and I actually used to make people, like I used to make fun of myself, and made other people laugh, and then people sort of. So
Wow.
had a couple of people who didn't like me, of course, like everybody, but a lot of them, yes, thought it was funny or something. That's sort of how I got.
Well, that's really interesting. Like, you made fun of yourself so you could have a laugh at that, because there's nothing wrong with you. It's just what is. You're quite
That's
capable. Right. But so, how do you deal with thinking about the future, like getting older, and obviously you do want to get in the workforce, and you also want to be more involved in theatre and music, and so what are your plans to keep yourself, because the whole purpose of this series is for people sharing how they're dealing with their circumstances and their challenges and the choices they make, because you could just pick to sit, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to stay home and just do whatever I'm going to do, but you're not. You're always up to something. So what's your intention for the future to keep advancing like you are, to get in the workforce to a place where you'd like to work, say as a barista, and keep your acting career and your arts going? What's your plan?
Yeah, mostly, arts, get better at guitar, get evolve as an actor more, work on more crew projects. I've got a couple shorts coming up with a couple friends and doing these awesome podcasts like this one. And
that's great. Do you find that helps you build your confidence a lot?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And if I get paid for that, I'll be happy. No, it's just a bonus. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like even the little films you do. And would it be an achievement for you to finally get a job, like say a barista? Would that be a massive
Yeah.
breakthrough for you to be able to
Yeah,
deal with
that'll
that?
be
Conquer that?
that'll be awesome as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd be totally capable, mate. Totally capable
No,
of doing
And
that.
thank
Andy
you.
and I, just to add to that, we had a breakthrough today that we need to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what that was. Doug and myself were talking earlier today, and Doug said, "Oh, I'm a bit anxious at the moment." I said, "Why? What's happening, mate?" And he said, "Well, I just posted a few things years ago on social media that," he said, "they weren't bad, but they're sitting with," and um, and I said, "Oh, well, I didn't really want to know what it was." I said, "But Doug, has anyone actually said anything to you? Like if you did it 6 or 7 or 8 years ago?" He said, "No." I said, "Then you don't need to be anxious over something like that. You know, we all say and do things that we will have some regret for later on, and it depending what it is. And I'm sure it wasn't that bad. And what Doug shared with me, it actually wasn't. But because it sat with him, it got bigger and bigger. And then I happened to mention, said, well, look, when you're advertising your YouTube series, you need to jump on LinkedIn. I said, are you on it? He goes, yes, I've got my LinkedIn account, but I'm going to cancel it and restart it again because I said something on there. So I said, what was it? Doug will share what he said, which we had a bit of a laugh over.
Well, yeah. When I started LinkedIn a few years back, I posted some things that were actually my vision for the future, but weren't quite accurate at the time. Like in 2016, when I began it, I, for one, said that I was an entrepreneur, and I also said I had a degree in business, and I also said that I had my own production studio. And they weren't accurate at the time, but now I'm starting to get towards that direction. I'm just about to get an associate's degree in a business and finance, but I kind of wondered if maybe I shouldn't have said it at the time that I said it until now.
And look, when we talked about it, I said, but look, you know what? No one's going to pay any attention to that, to be honest, because you weren't having a go at anyone. You just said something, right? Now, when we started talking about it, I said, but Doug, do you realize what you did? You put out to the universe what you really wanted to do was be an entrepreneur, which you are. You're involved in different businesses. You're an author. You've got so much content on your YouTube channel, interviewing movie makers, producers, actors. You're interviewing NASCAR race drivers, and this series we're doing at the moment, I started because I thought you need to share your story, and you're an author. So, and as far as getting your PhD, you're about to get it. So you actually said what you wanted, and you did it. And I thought that's a really powerful story. There's nothing to regret over that at all. You know?
That's good. Like it came like it's true.
Yeah,
what you wrote. So
yeah,
Just a
totally.
minor correction, it's not a PhD, it's an associate's degree. But
Oh, that's okay.
pretty
I get
close.
it.
So yeah.
yeah, it's pretty close. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I can, if I feel like it in the future, I'm thinking I might actually go for a PhD depending on where my life goes.
That's amazing, Doug, because you've already said it. And what Doug said, he's going to keep his LinkedIn account. He's going to go on there and just start sharing and posting. You don't even, he wanted to go and apologize. There's nothing to apologize for. You didn't do anything wrong. You actually just spoke your vision out loud, and it's something that came true. It's different if you're derogatory or you're being mean or nasty. That's different. That's not what this is.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, guys, we've run out of time. We've got to go, but thanks, both of you. I've known you both for about 5 or 6 years, and you're both really amazing guys. And, just sharing and being open with your struggles, that some of the things you're still going through now and the things you're aiming for is amazing, because it's inspiration to other people who could be stuck in a circumstance or they've got challenges, and it's making those choices to keep going. And you're both amazing young men, I say that.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, and Brendan,
you
you're one of my heroes. I just want to make that clear.
Thanks very much. Same to you, Doug. And I look up to you and Andy.
Yeah,
You're
really
both
appreciate
amazing people. And
Yeah,
yeah,
good on you, Brendan. Thanks, guys. All right,
thank
Doug,
you.
thanks again for another great little series and bringing our good friend Brendan on. Thanks, Brendan.
No problem.
Thank you very
I just
much.
got to say for the record, at some point in December, I'll make the time for it. I'll send Brendan a free copy of my book, Enter the Parks.
No,
Well, hey,
thanks very
that's
much,
great.
Doug.
That's
That's
great,
very
Brendan.
nice.
You're
I haven't
obviously
got
more special than me, mate. I don't even.
No,
Yeah.
don't worry, Andy. I'll send you one too. I'll send both of you a free copy of Enter the Parks.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
I was
thank you
getting a
very
little
much.
emotional there. Thanks, Doug. I was getting a bit worried you were going to leave me out.
Yeah, no problem. I'll send at some point this year. I'll send you both a copy.
Cool, dude. Can't wait to
Thank
see
you
it.
very much.
All right. Well, thanks. Thanks, Brendan. Thanks, Doug. Take care, guys. Till next
Thank
time.
you, Andy.
All righty.
Thank you,
Take
Doug.
care.
Take care.
And everybody, if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. And please follow my YouTube channel, Movie Maker Doug 55. And we'll see you next time on Being Relentless and Unstoppable.